Hey folks, y'all see the title here. I got 3 Texas PD news stories. 2 from San Antonio and 1 from the DFW. The first one's from the DFW. Now all of them are messed up. Well, this one's messed up. This one's messed up. I mean, tow truck, former Marine, illegal aliens. I mean, God dang. Anyway, come on, y'all. Let's go ahead and let's go. It ain't funny. I mean, it's sad, but let's go ahead and go, y'all.
Dallas police are one step closer to finding the person who caused a crash that ended with the death of a Good Samaritan. Hello, I'm Steve Eager. Police are still looking.
Actually, the guy, he's turned himself in. He had tried to hide he lived about 2 miles away from where he caused the accident, and parked the tow truck in his neighbor's backyard and took some black spray paint and painted over the phone number and whatnot on the side of the tow truck. He's not very bright. He's only 25 years old. And they went all through his, social media and everything. And when they got a lot of tips from neighbors. And when they went over there to the neighbor's place where the truck was parked in his backyard, the neighbor told the police that he parked the truck there before he got permission from him. Now, y'all can take what you want, but he 5 cans of spray paint, and he's already turned himself in. All right, so let's go ahead. And he is 25. So let's go.
For the driver of a red tow truck who caused a crash on Interstate 30 early Saturday morning. 25-year-old Donald Collins stopped to help. Police are still looking for the driver.
You can see, all right, there's his tow truck. This is a tow truck over here, non-related. This is the dash cam from a tow truck. And you can see he clipped the van, then pit maneuvered him, and the van is slammed up against the Jersey wall to the right, facing the opposite way in traffic. And the tow truck, he regained control of his truck, and he kept going. He didn't stop.
Police are still looking for the driver of a red tow truck who caused a crash on Interstate 30 early Saturday morning. 25-year-old Donald Collins stopped to help, and he was hit and killed by an accused drunk driver. Fox 4's Alex Boyer has more from Donald Collins' family. Alex.
Hey, Steve, that's right. Thanks to tips from the public, the Dallas County Sheriff's Office said that it recently located that red tow truck. And as you mentioned, the driver, though, still unaccounted for. Now, we heard from the wife today of the Good Samaritan who stopped to help the people involved in that initial wreck. And she says that she is not mad at the woman who struck and killed her husband. Family photo. And
y'all know why, right? You know why, right? Now, this lady then hit and struck and then removed your husband. And according to them, the father of this little girl here, I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to leave that alone because more than likely it could be. But little girl, wife, him, he's gone. She ain't mad. She's okay. She's okay with that, with her husband being gone. Now, I get it. You can rave and rant and yell and cry and all kind of other stuff. It ain't gonna bring him back. But I wouldn't sit here and tell you that I'm okay, that I ain't angry, because now you're not a wife. You a baby mama with a baby over some foolishness. I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming the Marine. I'm not, because he didn't crash and kill himself. But I remember when I used to be the always want to help. And as I got older, I had to learn, man, you can easily lose your life trying to be the good guy. And then, like, I've had videos many years before, some of y'all will remember, something happened to me, who's going to take care of my family? My family going to have to be left to fend for themselves because I couldn't, I refused to keep it moving and let somebody else handle their business so I can still be around to handle mine. But anyway, let's go.
Photographs offer a glimpse into the life of 25-year-old Donald Collins, known by loved ones as Trey. The husband, father, and Marine veteran died early Saturday morning after being struck by a suspected drunken driver on Interstate 30 in Dallas.
He calls me each time around 2:13 to let me know that he's on his way home, and that's what he did.
It was 2:28 that morning when sheriff investigators were notified of a major accident. Collins, headed home from his security job, was eastbound on I-30 near 2nd Avenue when investigators say he came across a crash. A tow truck driver's dash camera video captured another tow truck hit a van and speed off. Look closely, the red tow truck's collision made the van spin around facing oncoming traffic. Investigators say Collins stopped to help the occupants in that van.
He was a server. He was a helper.
That's when investigators say 33-year-old Irma Nelly Martinez Leal, believed to be intoxicated, crashed into the van and Collins. He was taken to the hospital where he died. A passenger in the van had non-life-threatening injuries. Collins' wife told us how she got the news.
This is what's called the chain reaction. This is chain reaction. This is, in the professional terms, we call it a primary accident, primary and secondary accidents. And one thing history is always shown in these accidents, a lot of the time, the secondary accidents normally tend to be way worse than the primary accidents. Because y'all know I'm in this, that's the line of business I'm in. And the accidents, the secondary accidents that happen because due to the cause of the first one, normally is way worse. And this is the case here. That's exactly the case.
Collins' wife told us how she got the news.
I texted him and asked him, why does it say you're at the hospital? And I called again, and a nurse answered the phone and told me to verify my husband's information. And that's how I found out.
Just hours after the news conference, Dallas County Sheriff's Office Vehicle Crimes Unit located the red tow truck.
You see the strobes flash, see the tow truck that's got the dash cam, and he's driving a Freightliner. I see his hood wing. That's a Freightliner. And you see him flashing his overhead warning lights, probably like, hey, dude, you know what I mean? Because you see another tow truck cause an accident and he just keep on going. And and kudos to whoever, whatever tower and towing company this is, and the driver for, you know what I mean, making his dash cam video available, so which helps actually close this thing up some. I mean, it don't bring that Marine life, it don't bring that Marine back, but it helped keep this guy from getting away.
Dallas County Sheriff's Office Vehicle Crimes Unit located the red tow truck through tips from the public. They do not have a driver identified. Meanwhile, the other driver, Martinez Leal, is booked into the Dallas County Jail. Despite the monumental loss, Collins says she's not angry with her.
She has time. Each time she get to wake up in the morning, I pray that she asks the Lord to forgive her, and she sincerely mean it. My love does not waver because of darkness, because my heart is filled with light.
Collins says she is supported by family members, many who were at the news conference Wednesday. Their focus is on the couple's young daughter, suddenly left without a father.
This is his baby, Nola. We're pleased with his life. He left.
If that was my son, I'd be losing my SHIT. I would. I mean, I'm quite sure he probably had his breakout moment, but I'd still be on some.
Man, this is some bullshit.
I would be unhinged over my son.
Smart, and we're thankful for it.
And Collins says that she still believes that her husband made the right decision by stopping to help the people in the van that night. I can tell you that Martinez Leal, meanwhile, remains here in the Dallas County Jail, where she faces several charges, including intoxication, manslaughter, and intoxication assault with a vehicle. Records show that she is on an immigration hold.
Records show that she's on an immigration hold. Which means, y'all know what it means. Records show she's on an immigration hold. This whole story is trash. It's tragic and trash at the same time. Gosh, damn it. You got killed by a drunk. But hey, I ain't gonna say nothing because I can't even tell y'all how many wrecks I've recovered from intoxicated or under influence of drugs, illegal aliens that I've done since I've been towing in Texas. I can't even keep up with how many. It's constant. It's constant. So basically, she's going to get away with killing a former Marine and bastardizing a child, even though the mama is okay with it. I don't know, y'all. Let's get on to the next story, y'all. Let's get on the next story.
First at 10 for the second time in less than a week, a San Antonio police officer is shot by a wanted felon.
And today's chaos unfolding on I-10 in the area of South New Braunfels. It shut down the highway for hours. Police Chief William McManus says that the man they were after was being followed by.
I used to live not far from here. This is Highway 90 right here. This where I'm pointing arrow, that's going eastbound. This way is going westbound. Interstate 37 is just right in front of here, out of frame right here is Interstate 37. This is Roland Avenue. Motel 8, I remember when they built that. This is the Whataburger. That's the one I can't tell you how many times I've been to that Whataburger to get hamburgers. You go 1, 2, 3. You go three more exits eastbound. That was the exit to go to where I used to live. And once you got off that exit there, it was maybe a 5-minute drive to my house, maybe 5. I used to live just the part of San Antonio I used to live in when I lived here.
Officers and was wanted on multiple warrants. Tonight, that man is identified as Michael Kirkland. You see there on your right. Police say he crashed into a police car, shot at cars going by, and even tried to carjack drivers on the highway. All of this leading to a shootout with police.
One officer was shot and is stable tonight. Kirkland was killed on the highway. And tonight, frustration from Chief McManus over yet another attack on his officers.
KENS 5 reporter Megan Reyna is live to break down what both the chief and the district attorney are saying tonight. Megan?
Henry ECs, the chief says the suspect had a violent history. The district attorney, Joe Gonzalez, confirming those claims tonight. He says Michael Kirkland has been accused of committing crimes for more than 20 years.
We saw the guy with the gun shooting as we're passing.
Innocent lives at risk on I-10 Wednesday afternoon as police were trying to track down a wanted felon who had multiple warrants.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating for everybody on this department.
That man is identified by the Bexar County District Attorney as Michael Kirkland. Kirkland was eventually shot and killed by one or more officers on scene, but not before shooting one officer.
Again, we have another officer in the hospital being shot by an individual we were trying to arrest, take off the streets because he was wanted on violent felony warrants.
Chief McManus says the suspect had a hefty list of dismissed charges, some of those violent.
My concern is what happens to these individuals, these criminals, once we get finished arresting them.
District Attorney Joe Gonzalez says within his time in office, Kirkland has had 5 cases dismissed. He says it's because either victims or witnesses weren't cooperating with the investigation.
Couldn't locate witnesses. We couldn't locate victims. And when we did, they said, sorry, I'm not interested.
Ultimately, he says there was not enough evidence in each case for a conviction.
And
That's that no snitching culture.
likely, had we had the ability to go forward and prosecute, he might have been in prison and we wouldn't even be talking today.
The chief is not the only one expressing their concern tonight. The Police Officers Association president, Danny Diaz, shared his frustrations with repeat offenders putting officers' lives at risk. He says the district attorney needs to take accountability. The DA said in response that he believes he is taking accountability because he is sharing why he can't prosecute certain cases. Reporting live, Megan Reyna, KINS 5.
Thank you, Megan. And just hours before this latest shooting took place, the man accused of shooting 2 San Antonio police officers last week was in court.
This one was crazy. Now, they ain't going to get all into the details of it. This one was crazy. And I think well, they said 2. At first, I thought he had shot 3 cops. We shot 2. He shot one of them. He shot the one that was chasing them in the car, shot out the back window of the Mitsubishi that he was in. Somebody else was driving. Now they ain't said nothing about what's going to happen with what's going on with the driver or not. But he shot out the back window of the Mitsubishi and shot through the windshield of the Popo car that was following him and shot him in the head. That cop. And he got a tattoo over his eyebrow and it says KTB, Kilo Tango Bravo. I have no idea what that means, but I can only guess it's probably some sorts of affiliation.
Hearing shackled and smirking, Jesse Garcia watched as San Antonio Police SWAT officer Adam Rule testified, recounting the chaos of last Thursday. Rule and his partner, Officer Rhett Shoquist, attempted to arrest Garcia on multiple felony warrants. Rule says Garcia triggered a vehicle pursuit, firing off multiple rounds.
Window blew out, blast moved towards my forearm, and the round sheared in half and got stuck in my forearm right here at the top.
Rule testified that the pursuit ended when Shoquist was shot in the head. Another officer, Raul Chavez, was shot after that at the Westwood Apartments. A judge denied bond for Garcia, saying he's violated his conditions of release for previous charges. Tonight, we have new information about the man accused of shooting 2 SAPD officers. We brought you this as breaking news all evening yesterday. That suspect was wanted on multiple felony warrants. Police Chief William McManus took to social media this morning to ask why the suspect wasn't already in jail after being arrested for previous offenses. The district attorney's office later responded to those concerns. KINS 5's Andrew Moore tells us what they had to say. Andrew?
Yes, police say Jesse Garcia fired on multiple officers with a rifle yesterday, and while police did bring him in, 2 officers were wounded in the process. Garcia had previously been arrested and was facing multiple felony charges, but today the DA's office told us they had no way to keep him in jail. First Assistant DA Christian Hendrickson says judges have very few options to hold people without bond. So even though Jesse Garcia had already been arrested for felony drug-related charges, felony in possession of a gun, felony evading charges, and felony burglary charges, he was still able to pay a bond company to get out. And Hendrickson said some bond companies allow people to pay as little as 3% of the total bond amount, or will let them out for no money if they can put up collateral. Last time Garcia posted bail, it was for $40,000, so he may have been able to get out for $4,000 or less. Hendrickson says with the current system, even...
Yeah, because most of the time it's 10%. It's KTB. Like I said, I have no idea what that means. I'm not into that culture, so I don't know.
First-degree felony offenders can often get out of jail.
Bond system that we have right now is incredibly frustrating for us. I know it's frustrating for law enforcement. I believe it's frustrating for the public. but I was searching in our system for a particular defendant. 2 guys popped up under that name. One person was booked on a Class B misdemeanor, and the other was booked on capital murder. The guy who was booked on the Class B misdemeanor was sitting in jail because he couldn't afford a $500 bond, and the capital murder defendant was out. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Hendrickson says the legislature needs to change the bond system so it is based on risk and not how much money a person has. In the meantime, Garcia is facing a $4.25 million bond if he wants to get out of jail this time. Ulysses?
All right, thanks so much, Andrew. As we are learning more about the suspect, we're also...
I say don't even give bond. No bond. Just no bond. Just hold them. Problem solved.
learning more about the officers. Tonight, those 2 officers are listed in stable condition. And one local nonprofit says it's their mission to support them and their families.
Rate, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all, the Bubble City never disappoints. Never. Y'all be good and be safe. Bye.